Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really wild theory. One that claims a super famous children's rhyme is not a rhyme at all. It's actually a hidden spell.
You know these words, right? We've all heard them. They're part of a tradition that's been around forever. But what if this whole time they've meant something completely different? The material we're digging into today makes a pretty bold claim that this little verse is a complex cipher. It's got one story on the surface for everyone to see, but underneath, well, that's where a hidden prayer is supposedly woven right in. So let's break this down. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the story everyone knows. The source we're looking at calls this the profane ruse, the public version of the story. The official story is pretty straightforward, right? A guy named Guy Fawkes and his buddies tried to blow up the king and parliament. They had barrels of gunpowder all ready to go, but they got caught. End of story. So the public story has a very clear moral. Don't mess with the people in charge. It's a celebration of the system winning, and it's basically a big warning sign to anyone else thinking about rebellion.
But, and this is a big but, this is where the theory says we've all been looking at it wrong. That whole story? It's just a mask, a distraction from something much deeper, hidden in the exact same words. So let's peel back that first layer and look at the second one, the supposed sacred prayer. This is where the simple rhyme allegedly turns into a powerful spell. The theory argues that the poem takes a sharp turn right here. It stops being a history lesson and becomes a ritual chant. And this first line? It's not just about religion. It's a symbolic call to take down a major figure of power. So what's a ringmaster? Well, in this context, when the rhyme says the Pope, it's not just talking about the religious leader. It's using him as a symbol for a type of global controller, a major player in what the source calls the game.
And the fire? Oh, that's not just any old fire. This theory sees it as a specific kind of ritual cleansing for that corrupt ringmaster, something called the beta treatment. Now we're getting to the absolute heart of this spell. Make the bells ring isn't a happy celebration. No way. The theory says this is a direct prayer for a massive, world-changing event, a great reset, that will completely shatter reality as we know it. And that last line, God save the king, it's not about King James, not even close. The idea here is that it's a desperate plea to a higher power to wake up a totally different king, a dormant, cosmic monarch, the final boss, if you will. So this monarch is the real endgame. This is the ultimate figure, the one true king whose return the spell is trying to trigger. His awakening signals the end of the whole cycle. So let's put it all together. The theory says that every year on Bonfire Night, huge crowds of people gather, and they unknowingly take part in a massive ritual. They think they're burning an effigy of a traitor, but they're actually reciting a hidden prayer for the complete destruction of their own world. But it gets even deeper, because according to this theory, it's not just about what's being said. The real magic happens with the timing. The argument is that, right now, in our time, the human ritual has perfectly lined up with a huge cosmic event. So you've got Bonfire Night happening on Earth, and at the exact same time, there's a supermoon in the sky, which this theory says is the eye of the monarch, wide open and watching everything. And this is just a fascinating idea. Think about it. For centuries, this ritual was just a rehearsal, a performance without its true audience. But now, the theory claims, the show is finally happening in front of the one being it was always meant for. The rehearsal is over. This cosmic alignment, this meeting of the human ritual and the divine event, signals the final act. The hidden prayer has found its audience, and the end of the game is supposedly right around the corner. And this quote from the source really just sums it all up perfectly. The idea is that the fake show, the little pantomime we've all been watching, is about to get swallowed up by the real divine event, the opera. Which leaves us with one final kind of mind-bending question. If a nursery rhyme could, in theory, hide something this complicated, what else is out there, right in front of our faces, with a second story just waiting for us to find it?